Icelandair is the flag carrier of Iceland. We're experts in the North Atlantic and have pioneered air travel in the region since 1937. We always aim to bring the spirit of Iceland to the world in everything we do, and no matter where we are. So, let's talk about our organizational structure. We offer flights to, from, via, and within Iceland, our hub and home. Our hub is Keflavik Airport, where we've built up an international route network using Iceland as the connecting platform between Europe and North America. Like all airlines, we get people from A to B. But we want to be more than that. We are committed to providing safe and efficient travel for all our passengers, as well as unique services to those who require it. After all, we want to be the most customer-focused airline in our markets. That's a large goal, but we know we can reach it. We work hard to make sure that the journeys for different customers are optimized and their needs met at all times. And if not, we go above and beyond to fix it. Like when one of our cabin crew members personally delivered a missing passport to Stockholm. Stuff like that. But we also know we can always do better, and the foundation of improvement is knowledge. Which brings us to the initiative. Passengers with reduced mobility are highly important to us, since their customer journeys can be complex. We saw that customer satisfaction could be improved, along with our on-time performance score. So, in 2019, we began working on it. When we pored over the data, we saw how great the need was. Our task was to optimize the customer journey for passengers with reduced mobility. We knew that by creating a strategy and ensuring a unique customer journey, we would not only improve the experience of our passengers, but also increase the satisfaction of employees who assist those passengers throughout the many different stages in their journey. By doing this well, we would even directly benefit our bottom line through our on-time performance metric, because each minute of delays bears direct costs. The task seemed huge, but you always have to start somewhere, so why not start at the deep end? We did a deep dive needs analysis for this specific customer group. We met with the biggest stakeholders, internal and external, and did a gap analysis to see where we were doing well and what was missing. Finally, we listed out everything that needed improving. We had to map out how we wanted the final customer journey to look and commit to taking big steps to get there. Once we had our map, we could implement the changes we wanted. With great cooperation and effort, we were able to redesign the entire customer journey for passengers with reduced mobility and transform our approach to special services. Why even do this? Well, the customer journey for an airline is complicated enough as is, so just imagine how frustrating it must be to require special assistance as a passenger and have no idea where to begin or who to contact. Our data showed that passengers with reduced mobility had been complaining. Employees had been complaining. The collaboration between airport staff and Icelandair staff wasn't as smooth as it could have been. The root cause? Not enough knowledge. There was plenty of room for improvement in how we served the group, and the passengers themselves didn't know who to contact. Airport staff often didn't know how to handle special equipment, and ground assistance wasn't always made aware of passengers who require special assistance upon deboarding. The team, tasked with overhauling this service, didn't have enough understanding of the problem at hand. Remember, knowledge is the root of all improvements. So we sought knowledge, straight from the source. What did we learn? We learned that most complaints were about undelivered services. When an aircraft lands at its destination, a service agent should be ready to pick up the PRM customer. We learned that often no one was waiting, heavily impacting our deboarding and boarding processes. This directly affected our on-time performance metric. Our cabin crew members were unhappy about the lack of services on the ground, building up tension between cabin crew members and ground staff. We have no interest in being an airline that just barely meets regulations. We want to go above and beyond. That's the only way we can become the most customer-focused airline in our markets. Furthermore, data showed that bookings from passengers with reduced mobility had increased considerably over the years. From 2015 to 2019 for Keflavik Airport in general, The number of these requests had grown twice as fast as the growth rate of regular passengers going through the airport on a yearly basis. Improving the service we provide people with reduced mobility is thus not only the right thing to do, but it also has a positive effect on the core business. In fact, our initiative was pretty successful. As we've already mentioned, knowledge is key. We needed to know what being a passenger with reduced mobility felt like. So we contacted the associations most knowledgeable about the service required, organizations like the Icelandic Disability Alliance and the National Association of People with Physical Disabilities in Iceland. We organized regular meetings with them, firstly to learn as much as we could on how we could improve, and later to inform them of our progress and get feedback. We would not have been as successful without their input. Project management was crucial. We needed buy-in from our own staff, as well as airport staff and ground handling staff. We also reached out to Icelandair, who operate the service at Keflavik Airport, to work with them to improve the service. Even though passengers with reduced mobility book their service through the airline, airport staff is responsible for providing it. Great cooperation was crucial, as customers complained to the airline when they experienced bad service, not the airport. In short, we gave all stakeholders equal space at the table. We believe it's necessary to live the experience ourselves so we can understand what our passengers are going through. So we organised a workshop at Keflavik Airport with relevant stakeholders to do a walkthrough of the customer journey. It gave everyone a great overview and insight into how the service is handled and what needed improvement. It also gave all parties a chance to get to know one another better. People do business with other people, after all. We also invited the members from the disability associations to our hangar, where they walked us through how it is to experience air travel as a disabled passenger. That visit gave us a lot to work with in terms of improving our onboard services, where we designate seating for PRM customers and how we could work with our aircraft supplier. We set clear KPIs and created a realistic timeline that we could work with to get us closer to the end goal, a renewed strategy on how to provide special services at Icelandair. We had great support from management, as disability issues are a social responsibility initiative that the airline takes very seriously. So, how did we do? One of the best outcomes of our strategy is that service agents now show up at the destination airport. As a result, boarding and deboarding processes are smoother. This directly impacts our on-time performance and benefits all our passengers. We estimate that this project saves Icelandair just about $1 million in costs on a yearly basis. We've started getting an influx of positive feedback, both on social media and to our service centre. Our PRM customers have informed us that their travels were considerably smoother. Staff are happier too. Our cabin crew members tell us how well the service is going and how informed our passengers are in terms of what to expect on their journey. That is a direct result of an expectation management strategy that involves informing a customer of what they can expect at each stage of their journey. We've also had great results with the disability awareness training we conduct. All frontline airport agents are required to attend, and it has been very well received. The training gives staff much more confidence in communicating with disabled passengers. We plan on launching the training to all employees as a part of a responsibility initiative. We've improved processes too. By cooperating with Icelandair, we created a new wheelchair handling process to ensure careful and respectful handling of wheelchairs, making sure they are not being thought of as disability aids, but rather as an extension of a person. No major instances have been recorded since this started. Our cooperation with internal and external stakeholders is ongoing. Regular meetings take place to make sure we've got all areas covered when it comes to the service. We formed an internal team tasked with grabbing all wheelchair and PRM-related instances from crew reports and sending them directly to the stakeholder involved. We are now able to catch service breaches much faster. Sometimes we can handle them proactively. We also send Icelandair their cases so that they can respond and improve. This has produced a more open discussion and greater understanding between all parties working together in servicing PRM customers. Today, we have a cohesive customer journey for passengers with reduced mobility. We have it mapped out on our internal platform, and all our internal stakeholders have easy access to it. We've improved all processes, services, cooperation, and last but not least, the entire customer experience for people who travel with disabilities. This is just one stepping stone on our journey to become the most customer-focused airline in our market, and just one way we bring the spirit of Iceland to the world.